Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 220. We're almost to the quarter century mark. It's been a good year and excited for finish out the year strong. How's it going, Larry?
It's going well, my friend. It's been a good week. The weather has been really nice here. It's kind of cool at nights, but warm in the daytime, which is perfect. So yeah, been going well.
This morning we got up and it was like 62 out, and then by the end of the day it was like 55. So it got cool. The high was like at like 5 in the morning.
Y'all bass backwards, man. What's going
I know,
on?
that's crazy. Go to gigeconomyshow.com for everything podcast related. Woo, this bird doing right on my nose. That's one thing with Dr. Pepper, like straight Dr. Pepper, man.
It'll get you, man.
Oh
It will
my
get
God. I tried to keep the burp in. Go to patreon.com if you want to support the podcast. If you just love us so much and want to give us your hard-earned money, patreon.com/ the Gig Econ Podcast. A $5 tier, $10 tier, you get an extra podcast a month, a t-shirt on your third month, and you get ad-free episodes too, which is great because there are ads on the show. I'd like to thank Samson, Bud, Steve, Omar, Delivery Cats, Frank, Jamie, Tom, Jim, Miguel, Linda, and Jerry. I'm going to say Gillette from Kentucky.
That is correct, I believe. Yeah. Hey, Jerry. I hope you're watching tonight. We appreciate you being on our Patreon. It is very much appreciated.
Yep. So we're winning people over one person at a time. You can check it out. 7 days free trial. You can check it out, see if you like it. I recommend the $10 tier just due to the fact that you get pretty much everything with the $10 tier. You do get the pre-show banter, which sometimes can be crazy, but mostly Larry and I are just bitching about stuff because we're old men.
Pretty much.
And it's not usually gig related. So you want to check that out. And then if you want to just talk with us all day long and you want to get free Amazon routes and get tips how to get free Amazon routes, you can talk to Faith in the group, and then you can also talk to her about driving for UPS this fall. Oh, wait a minute.
No.
She disappointed us. It's
she
okay. We still love her, but anyways, I told her I was going to talk shit about it. How do you find that Telegram group, and what is it, Larry?
Yeah, our Telegram group, it's just a way that we can chat back and forth. It's like a WhatsApp or any other texting app, except for the fact that as well as texting, which is not safe to do while you're out there driving, you can also do voice messages. So you just got, press a button and talk on your phone and it'll send voice messages. But we get on there, we talk about all things gig related, what apps are hot, any new apps that are coming out that we're trying. We listen to how many free routes that Faith gets every week. We get on there, kind of bitch and complain sometimes or vent. And sometimes we just go on there and shoot the shit. That's a good way to get to know people, make some friends that are also in the gig economy.
Yeah, we got a good group of people in there. In fact, we're planning our next year picnic. We're going to go to Larry's neck of the woods this time, and should be fun.
Coming down to KY.
Yeah, for sure. Stories from the road. I actually, I said on the last show I was jonesing for some gig work, and I did go out. I only had one day available, and I went out on Friday. And ended up getting my route at like 9:30 in the morning for a 4-hour from 5:30 to 9:30. A lot of driving, but nothing exciting. Delivered all my packages. No dogs bit me, and so yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. No gig work this week. And this weekend is my wife and I's. Well, Monday is our anniversary, but we're heading out on the town this weekend, so we're really looking forward to that. What about you, Larry? Any?
Y'all might need an Uber driver.
I might.
We'll see. Nothing crazy. Again, this is like the second weekend in a row that I've worked Thursday and Saturday, and just weird Uber surge.
Yeah,
it'll surge like anywhere between $7 and $14, and I'll get that attached, and then I won't get a ride for like 10 minutes. So it's just kind of strange. But literally, I think Saturday night I did 4 Lyft rides and like 24 Uber rides and made over $300 just because of the surge.
That is a crazy awesome weekend.
It is. I don't understand it, but I just turned the Lyft app off, and they're offering a big $1.50, surge. Yeah, turn that off. But yeah, I got where I would turn it off and just wait maybe 5 minutes, and then the surge, would tend to come back, and um, really strange.
Do you have any kind of community down there somewhere online that you guys talk about that and just be like,
I
what the
mean, we
hell?
have a Facebook group. I haven't posted anything in there yet, but I might just see if anybody else has seen
Well,
anything. But
you also don't want to say, hey,
yeah, I know. Yeah, everybody needs to go to Uber.
well, that's
Yeah,
what I mean.
so
You need like a trusted group that you know
yeah,
that like
no,
it's fine if they know, but like,
I'm gonna
you
ask
want
Jerry. I'll ask Jerry. That's it.
there
So
you go.
only one I'm asking. So yeah, nothing crazy. Good night. Like I said, didn't put did a decent amount of rides, but not just ride after ride after ride after ride, but still made good money. Only other good thing that happened, I went by Cookout to get me a sweet tea, half and half tea. And there's a lady who works there, and she's been there since before the pandemic, so she's been there a while. And she's
Wow.
always worked. She always works at night, and so we usually talk. She's like, "Oh, hey, how is it busy out there tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's been pretty busy. How about y'all?" And she's like, "Oh man, we've been swamped." And there had a little bit of lull going on right then before the late night crowd comes, because that place, man, the cars by about 2 o'clock. This car, it's wrapped around the building. People
Yeah.
line waiting for it, and so I got my tea, and it's like $1.53 something for a tea, for a huge tea, and I gave her like a $10 bill, and she handed me all bills back, and and we were talking a little bit more, and then she started walking off. I was like, I don't I get some change in there, some change? And she's like, "Oh no, honey, I just rounded it down for you."
Oh, so she gave you 9 back?
Yeah. I was like, "Thank you, thank you." Now I felt bad. It's like, I should have counted it before I asked.
Right. Well, you didn't know. And
Yeah,
honestly, $1.50 for a big old tea, that's so cheap.
big OT. I got
Oh,
one right here.
wow. Yeah, that's
Called the
that's
huge T. Yeah,
I mean,
well, paid
you
me on
remember
that.
when McDonald's used to be like 99 cents? Now you go
Hey,
there
Wendy's does it now. Wendy's 99 cents any size drink.
for right now it is, yeah,
Yeah.
but McDonald's used to be that was their
Oh,
staple.
yeah, that was forever, and you can still get it usually in the app,
Yeah,
but of course you can only use one deal in the app. So if you use that, you can't use any of the other deals. But
yeah, but
yeah,
now if you just get it regular through the drive-thru, it's like
yeah.
$3.
Yeah. Yeah, for a large, yeah. So yeah, I've gone to Wendy's a time or two to get a large tea.
What is cookout food? Just like
I mean, especially hamburgers. Normally people get a tray, so you get a main thing like either a barbecue sandwich or a hamburger, or a couple quesadillas or stuff like that, and then you get two sides. So I usually get a hamburger for my main, and then you get two sides. I get a chicken quesadilla and French fries, but they
okay.
have several things you can choose from, and
So
then you get a drink as well. So
okay. So,
yeah.
well, I'll have to try cookout when I'm down there, damn it.
Hey, we can do it. We can flat do it.
Sounds good. All right, gig economy in the news. Talk a little bit about this DoorDash thing.
Mhm.
Like I haven't DoorDash in a hot second, but saw this posted on Reddit. It says you're invited. I'm just gonna read it over here because it's a lot bigger. I just you're invited to participate in DoorDash new offer type. And this came out like the day we did the show last week. So I know it is a little old, but
Right.
once we had did the show, I
Right.
already planned it. I was like, eh. Says, Jason, we're excited to share that we're introducing a new offer type in your area, and we'd like to invite you to participate in this program. Round trip deliveries. What is it? A round trip delivery is a new delivery offer type that gives you a new way to earn. You'll collect cash or payments from the customer at drop off. Then you'll return the payment back to the store where you picked up the order. The best part, you'll get paid the entire trip and taken back to the location you started your dash. Important, by participating in this program and accepting an offer with round trip delivery, you agree to complete the entire offer by returning the payments to the pickup location. So,
Okay, so you get a DoorDash order, you drive to the restaurant, pick up the food, take it to the customer, get the money, and then you have to take the money back. Hell
yeah,
no.
I
But
mean,
if it paid enough, I guess.
I mean, first comment, of course, Reddit check payment. What is it? 1785. Which they didn't have checks back then either, but
Yeah. Yeah.
God, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't want to deal with money. I don't want to deal with the money part of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, when they started doing, I mean, they do right now the cash deliveries in general, like how does that work? Because it's a round trip, but what did they do before? Like,
Well, you would get the money, and then they would just deduct that off what they pay you.
oh, got you. Okay, yeah. But I didn't want to deal with cash. Like, I don't
No,
want to
I don't
like
either.
walk up to the house, um, and like have to deal with cash.
Yeah,
I don't understand why they would do that. Um, oh, somebody commented probably auto parts from small repair centers and dealerships.
yeah,
Okay. Um, yeah, somebody talk about fake $20 back to the store.
yeah,
I
and,
don't know.
and yeah, and people know that you're doing these orders because you're accepting theirs, and they figure you've got cash on you, and they're gonna,
Well, I know in the lower income communities and stuff like that, um, a lot of them don't use banks. It's straight
right.
cash,
No,
money
no, I
orders.
understand. I understand.
So
Uh, mm, mm,
maybe they're trying to, market to that community. I don't know.
yeah,
Um,
but my point is, I don't want to. I don't want to go to a place where they know that I'm taking cash because you're setting
yeah,
yourself up to get robbed.
right, right. Yeah. Or they're just, well, yeah, that's true. I mean, it would only be one order, so it wouldn't be like you'd have like a wad of cash.
Well, but see, what I'm saying is if you accept their order, they know like you probably accepted other orders like that all night, so you probably have some cash
Oh,
either
you mean
on you
just
or in your
like from the
car or
tip and stuff?
well just from doing yeah. No,
But
I
that's
see what you're saying, right? You're
it's
taking the
round
money
trip,
back
so
to
you only
right.
have that one
You'd only
order,
have that. That's a good point.
and
That's
it
a
would
good
be
point.
their money that they'd be,
Right.
they might steal your food,
I
but
understand. Yeah.
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 So I don't know. It just seems terrible. There's a lot of chatter about it. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not doing this."
Yeah.
I mean, but again, depending on how much it pays, when Uber started doing Uber Eats in our area, they had a lot of order for them and then pick it up. Those paid awesome.
Yeah.
Like you had the Uber card or whatever, and
I
you
remember
just
those. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, those would be like $20, $30,
Hmm.
amounts you're making. If they're
Yeah.
doing that, I might think about it.
Yeah. That's no. Yeah. That's a little different. That's
But
a
I
little
don't
different.
I
Yes.
don't think they're gonna do that. So
Yeah.
um but yeah, there's a lot of comments about, from a business, drop off the customer provides a cash or check. I can see that more than like what am I'm trying to think like a mom. I mean, like maybe a flower place or something. I can't see doing it for Wendy's. I don't think Wendy's is gonna participate in that.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't think so.
No. They're not gonna have a fucking driver out there collecting the money. Like, it just seems stupid.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
anyways.
yeah, I did not get that email, but then again, I probably haven't
Well, I
done a
didn't get it either.
DoorDash,
I just
and
inserted my name.
yeah.
It was some chick's name. I don't know. I just did my own
Uh,
name. And then this came out too. Larry's gonna oh shit,
yeah,
Larry.
hey, just want to say hi to Jerry real
Oh,
quick. He popped in the chat. Yeah, maybe we can get together, Jerry, sometime and talk about it. I've tried to get a little get together going a few years ago. As well, it's more than a few years ago now. It's before COVID. Tried to get some drivers together for a picnic, but couldn't get anybody to show up. So
yeah.
uh, yeah.
It might be good to start maybe if the Facebook groups are dead there. But it'd be nice to get a Telegram group down there, I don't know.
Hmm.
It's hard to get people on there, but once it takes off, it takes off. So
Yeah, definitely.
um
All right. So moving on to the next story here. Um yeah, I have not seen this. I'm not sure where this was location was at where this happened, but
I don't know either.
this person said that today for the first time ever I got this notification from Uber. It popped up and says add a tip for faster pickup. A driver may be more likely to accept this ride if you add a tip. Your driver receives 100% of the tip. If you add a tip now, you can't change it later.
Mhm.
Um, So we've talked about this. If I can see this being good if you're out in the boonies and no driver's going to come pick you up.
Yeah,
This can be a way to incentivize that.
right.
But what they talked about in the comments as well is, Uber is going to use this. to pad what they pay the driver. So
Yep.
they're going to use this. They're still going to give you the whole tip, but they're going to reduce what they're paying as the base pay.
Well, they already do that with Surge now.
Exactly.
It's they think we're freaking stupid. We
Right.
see it. It's like this
Right.
should pay more than
Right.
this.
Yeah. See, I'm knock on wood. I'm still like we're still getting time and mileage here. So I know what I can
Yeah,
look at the numbers.
you're spoiled. You're still getting the rate card.
Yes. Um, but yeah, we've read about it, heard about it so many times that we know that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, like I said, I think this could be a good way to get a ride if you are, somewhere out in the boonies, 20 miles out in the country where there's no drivers or anything like that. Give that, especially if they know that you can't take the tip away. They can't tip bait you.
Yeah, I think 5, 6 years ago, this would be
Mhm.
so much better because they weren't fucking around with the money. But I
Right.
I totally agree. It sounds nice, but I think it's just gonna pay you less. I feel like, is there anything that we can do with that? Like, can we say, hey, you, I know this ride pays roughly this much. Y- there's a $5 sticky surge, and you reduce it by $5. Like, it's not as like, it's almost like a class action, like, you're not paying me the sticky surge.
Yeah. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
they'll say, "Well, we are," but I'm like, "Well, why is this ride, I'm getting paid $2.80 for it when it should
Yeah.
be like $5?"
Yeah. I don't. I don't have enough legal knowledge to know whether
No,
that
I
would
know, it's
apply, but I'm surprised somebody hasn't already
oh, I think
attempted
it's
to do
coming.
that.
Yeah, it's more hypothetical, me,
Yeah,
saying it
but
out loud. I know you don't have an answer, but
I'm surprised that it hasn't been filed already somewhere.
yeah. Uh, so it says, knowing Uber, there's a clause in their terms of service that says drivers are entitled to 100% of their tip and up to 50% of the total tip.
Yeah.
That's like Anchorman when the guy says the Jaguar cologne works 100% of the time, 60% of the time, or something. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was. I haven't seen that bit, but
Oh
yeah.
goodness.
Well, I don't know. It just keeps getting lower and lower. But obviously you had a good weekend, so I mean, it's not everywhere that's like that. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's really weird because I mean, we used to. I mean, I'm sure you remember me harping on it. We never used to see surge unless it was
Yeah?
like New Year's Eve, maybe
I
Halloween.
mean, you've talked about that almost not every show, but a lot of
Yeah,
different times it gets brought
yeah.
up.
Over the years, we would never see it. I don't know. I mean, I like it. Uh, I just don't know what's changed, if anything.
Yeah. Are you going out this weekend? Is that something that
I'll be out this weekend. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'll be working tomorrow night.
Oh,
I
Thirsty
usually work
Thursday.
Thursday, and then probably Saturday night. That's usually my two nights that I work. Fairly long
Okay.
hours.
So that big day that you had last weekend, was that 2 nights, or is that just the one?
Thursday and Saturday, I think.
So total it was 300?
Well, no, that was just one night. That
Yeah,
was just
that's
Saturday night. Yeah,
okay.
300. Yeah, 300 was just Saturday night.
Holy shit. So that was what, 10 hours or 8
Yeah,
hours?
something like that. Yeah, probably
Okay.
10. At least I'd say 10.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's almost like a big event weekend amount of money.
it is. Yeah, and I mean and like I said, it wasn't just back to back to back where you're getting rides queued up. I mean, I would do a ride and then I would sometimes sit for a little bit. Uh, or even get the surge attached to you. A lot of times I would, turn off my app and drive back to the surge, uh, and get the surge attached and then set for another 5 or 10 minutes. But
Maybe they're greasing you up for the new rates, the new
hush your mouth. Do not put that in the universe. Oh, I'll
uh
drop
I'll
kick you if that happens.
I'll edit that out. I'll edit that out. But yeah, it is strange. It's never, I mean, there are glitches here and there, but it always seems like if you
Mhm.
got your pulse on the community a little bit, if something's going on.
Right.
But even then you never got really any surges, and now you are. It just seems odd.
Yeah. Yeah. really does, because I mean, it was busy, but it wasn't that busy out. Like I
Right.
said, I would get it, and I would still wait 10 minutes, to get a
Yeah,
ride.
can you imagine if you were back to back with those
Oh
surges?
man,
You
yeah.
probably done 500.
Oh yeah. So especially you get some of those short rides for the college kids, taking them about a mile. Oh, love
Yeah,
it.
miss miss those days.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. This Roseville woman, where I don't know, oh, it's California, says she was kicked out of her Lyft ride because the driver did not have enough charge in his electric vehicle. That bitch. Um, so she got left like in the boonies. He was driving along and he ended up having to take a detour. And so it was taking a lot longer. It was like 1 a.m. He kept pointing at his screen saying, I need to charge. I need to charge. That's all he kept saying over and over again. He pulls over, gets out of the car, opens the trunk, takes all my luggage out. I got out of the car. He gets in the car, turns around, takes off, and looks at me and says, you can call another Lyft. It was on a dark road. She ended up calling the sheriff's department. They were there in a couple minutes and kind of waited with her until she got another Lyft ride. But it was funny. She was this one line in here just kind of threw me when I read through it. I'm kind of reading through it. It's like the basic whatever. I was in the dark left there. I started crying because I didn't have any of my weapons from being on the plane. I felt so vulnerable. I'm like, okay, like
Hey,
interesting.
I can, I understand. I
Yeah, I
understand.
mean, you wouldn't have surprised that statement from somebody in California. Although there is a lot of like country in California we don't think
Yes,
about.
for
Like I
sure.
said, I don't know where Alberta, California is, but
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't either.
um
That's crazy though. I mean, um, I know, what was it? Lyft was saying they were going to only
yeah.
give you rides that they know you have enough charge to do. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's just pretty crappy to just dump somebody outside the road.
Yeah, I mean, whatever said what's it hold on, sorry. He kept charging to charge. My brain kept saying he needs to recalibrate because we took the little detour so he gets paid, right? I don't understand that. Smith said the
Yeah,
driver never explicitly told her he needed to charge his car to complete the drive. So she was confused by his lack of communication every time he spoke to her. She was all fussy because he couldn't communicate clearly. Maybe he was not from here. Um,
right.
it's frustrating all around. The problem is what I think with that even with that lift thing, I mean, how good is it really? Like, I guess I can't say I don't know. I want to connect. I need to get out there and try it.
Yeah, if it's
Um,
like their destination filter, it's useless.
it's trash. Yeah. And I wonder if you can just well, I mean, I guess if he had that detour, it's gonna be, you
Gonna
know,
throw it off. Yeah,
I would have just been like, I would have just and maybe he couldn't communicate that. That's the problem. I would just be like, listen, I
yeah,
fucked up.
yeah. Yeah,
Like
I'll take
what
you to it, but he could have taken her to like a store or a gas station.
yeah.
You would think, but then again, I don't know where they were at. They could have been out in the boonies where there was nothing.
Well, and I would have been like, I mean, if it would have been, it's my problem, right? I would have got her to a safe place, and if
Hmm.
I ran out of juice,
Yeah, that's
I
on
have to.
you.
It's on me. I got to
Yeah,
figure it out.
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
we're responsible for our
Hmm.
own actions.
Yeah,
You
and
just
that's the
can't
right
leave.
thing to do.
Yeah, it's the right
But
thing to do.
for sure.
You're gonna have to call AAA with a generator and
Mm,
get you enough charge to get there.
yep.
But yeah, it's too bad. We see often a lot of stories like that. I mean,
Yeah.
um, people getting left on their like that's just even if they're being assholes too. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't just do
Yeah.
it.
No, I wouldn't. As a woman, I wouldn't leave her on the side of the road out in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna take her to at least some kind of public place where there's other people,
Yeah,
something where you would feel okay let them get out.
right. I mean, it's just unless they're being like a psychopath.
Yeah, I mean that changes the rules.
Yeah, that
Then you
changes the
hit the
rules.
eject button.
Yeah. Larry talking about medical care, which happens so often, and I kind
Yeah,
of kind of decline those. Although when I get a hospital one, I didn't read this article, but I sometimes it's employees too, so you never
yeah.
know. But
I don't I do when I was driving during the day, I did a fair amount of medical runs.
yeah,
Sometimes called by by the actual passenger, sometimes with through a company. But yeah, this article is talking about patients are relying on Lyft and Uber to travel far distances to medical care. And this story is out of Atlanta. So it's basically talking about Atlanta, how many people they're seeing that are having to travel over an hour,
Jeez.
into and out of Atlanta because these smaller towns are having to shut down their hospitals and their medical care there.
Hmm.
So it said, yeah, it's from April 22 to April 24, Lyft drivers completed thousands of rides that were greater than 50 miles each way that began or ended in Atlanta area medical treatment centers. Yeah, it said 75% of these trips were under 100 miles, but 21% of them were between 100 and 200 miles, and 4% were over 200 miles.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a lot of miles.
That is a lot of miles. Um,
So are these appointments or
yeah, it's stuff. It probably a lot of it is very specialized. Cancer care, um, you know, things like that. Something that either you're not going to have in a small town, or like I said, they're talking about just a lot of these smaller places. Um, they're they're shutting down a lot of their medical places, and so they have no choice but to go to a big city, and Atlanta's the closest one.
yeah. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Um, if you remember Gabe talking about, and I worked with this guy too. We did a bunch of kind of medical transport rides for this guy. He kind of had a
Mhm.
business, and it was like through Medicare and Medicaid, like through the government. But dude must have been making bank on it because, like, what he was paying us to do it,
Uh-huh.
he still has got to make money. And I think that's probably why a lot of this is going to Lyft and Uber because it's dirt cheap. I mean, compared to a $300-400 bill from, Jason's transportation company, go through Uber and it
Mhm.
costs him $100
Right.
and the driver gets almost nothing and zero tip. It'd be nice if these facilities would add like, hey, we want to add a tip,
Mhm.
um, for the driver, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, so they talked about, talking to a professor at Georgia State University, he said that, ultimately the best solution would be for Georgia to expand their Medicaid so more rural hospitals would be able to remain open and the people could seek medical care, much closer to their house.
Well, I think it's twofold, right? They need the facilities, but again, even in town here, we get them all the
Mhm.
time,
Yeah.
and it's not the long mileage ones, but it definitely is that. And I do feel for people. I mean, I get it. Like if the hospital,
Mhm.
would you expect them to tip if the hospital paid for it and you're the patient and you're lower
Yeah.
income? I mean, like I don't really care about that, but I would definitely try to avoid those rides.
Right. Man, you just froze on me for about 5 seconds. I don't know if it was you or me.
It's
Uh,
probably me. I honestly, dude, I've been having trouble with my internet. I don't know what's going on.
okay.
It's been going on for like a couple weeks, but yeah, I saw it glitch earlier too. So,
Okay.
um,
Just wanna make sure, 'cause
no,
I
it's
tested my speed before and I
well,
was getting
when it's
200.
on my end, I'll get a little Wi-Fi signal up here
Yeah.
and when it's fine, I don't see anything, but when
Okay.
it's starting to struggle, um I'll see a little thing pop up there. Shut up,
Pete's
Pete.
You telling Pete, "Hey,
Pete does.
Pete, you making the road trip to Bowling Green for the picnic next
Yep.
year?
Bowling Green, Kentucky. Thinking
Well,
about going in June.
you and Gabe and Jason, man, party busting down."
We'll take the RC or golf cart down and we'll have to charge every 180 miles and then it takes 90 minutes to charge. So we'll get down there in 2 to 3 business days.
Alright, man. We're gonna send you the date as soon as we get it.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. So back on the Waymo. This is like my favorite thing. Like I want
Favorite
to
time of the week.
well, it is because like these fuckers are not ready for mainstream. You know what
Yeah,
I
we
mean?
we need to have a segment, "What's up with Waymo this
Yeah.
week?" or something
How did
like some
how did
catchy.
Waymo fuck up this week?
Exactly.
Yeah, if you guys ever see stories or stuff like that, please send them. You can
Yeah,
email us,
we're always looking for content.
gigeconomyshow.com, or team at gigeconomyshow.com, or whatever. You can find us. Definitely send those because I love the Waymo ones because like everyone's freaking out and I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, it's good. We're good for a while. Calm down. So this is 46 seconds. This is a Waymo car that got stuck at a light that was out and didn't know what to do.
There's a power outage. The street lights aren't working, and Waymo does not know how to handle this. It's just been stuck here. It doesn't know how to treat the traffic signals as a stop sign, so we just have to go around it, I guess. Imagine there's like 6 of these, and they all get stuck. Traffic would be a nightmare. Is there anybody in this? Nope.
Yeah, that's why I kept looking to see if there's anyone in there.
Right.
He makes a good point. There's
Yeah.
5 or 6 of them. How I thought these things were monitored, and even if they're not like physically monitored, aren't they AI monitored? Like we're talking, this is supposed to be this great tech. Shouldn't it know? Hey, we've been at this light for like 3 minutes. Something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
should there
Some
be like
kind
an
of alert going off
yeah?
somewhere.
Can send an email like,
Yeah.
hey guys, we're stuck at this light that's not working.
Yeah, something's going on. Yeah, I can just see that at the big busy intersection. There's about 10 of them, about 2 or 3 of them on each side, just stopped and nobody's moving anywhere. People behind them getting mad, and yeah, that would be a mess.
Well, we showed that one video of them spray painting the car. This is when it's okay. You can tag this car with spray paint because they're fuckers and they're slowing traffic down. You're supposed to be doing this like if it's not made like isn't this has got to be a common thing, like right? Like you would program this in. Like I just don't understand it.
Yeah, you would think so because I mean it happens. Street lights go out. There's power outages
Oh yeah.
for storms, things like that, or just something breaks, they go out. It's not like it's a once in a lifetime occurrence.
Like I give more grace to the one we watch. Oh my god, this fucking internet. Shit, how long was I quiet?
Yeah. Probably like 5 seconds.
Jesus Christ. Tell my family to get off the internet. So yeah, I can just I lost my train of thought, but like you would think it would be just easier at like a light out, like it's like a 4-way stop.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I know it doesn't show the stop sign, but it definitely it should be easier to manage. I'm gonna block both of you if you don't stop. Oh my god, bro. It's not. It's fucking Xfinity. It's terrible. Pieces of shit. Don't get me going on that. I hope the AI clips this. Fuck you, Infinity, and your stupid internet. Pay so much money for the internet, it doesn't even work half the time.
Infinity, not a sponsor and never will be.
Never will be. Fuck them. And speaking of cursing, let's go to the ad for legal rideshare. If he listens to this, he's gonna be like, God damn it. Check out Legal Rideshare this week in Rideshare on YouTube. They also have a podcast. They say giveaways, but I don't know. I haven't seen any giveaways. This awesome company is a lawyer. It's a lawyer company. Legal Rideshare is the first law firm in the United States to focus exclusively on Uber, Lyft, gig workers, delivery, e-scooters, accidents, and injuries. And they probably have good internet. Consultations are always free. Check them out at legalrideshare.com or call 312-767-7950. And then, of course, they're This Week in Rideshare. Bryant there is the lead attorney, and they've been around for a while. We've had them on the show. They've been a sponsor. It's been great. Now we're just kind of doing a little swap. They're talking about us, but go ahead, go to their YouTube channel. All the links is in the show notes, but check them out, subscribe, download the show. It's a quick show, quick and fast, hot and dirty. Not like us. They probably, like I said, they probably have good internet and it doesn't blank out on them. The best part of this is that 99% of our audience is on audio, and it won't affect it. So fuck your hamster, Pete.
Oh,
He's dying over there.
at least everybody should have their number. Legal rideshare, you should have their number in your contacts on your phone.
Yeah, that's actually a really good tip, because you're gonna get an it's not if you're gonna get an accident, it's when, you know. And honestly, like, I think being rideshare specific, I would call them. I don't know. I mean, maybe they would help you if it was just a regular accident. I don't know how that works with states and stuff like that. I would assume they could, but they're good guys. I really like them, and they support a lot of gig creators throughout the community. So
definitely check them out.
All right, Larry, it's going to be very tough for Lyft to catch Uber. Here's why.
Yeah, so this is kind of a financial website. So they're talking really about stocks and pricing of the companies and everything. But they're just pointing out that, in their opinion, they recommend Uber as a stock to buy because of its dominant market position. They also point out that Tesla's cyber cab unveil was kind of a bust, so that kind of removes them as an imminent threat.
Yep,
it'd be hard for them to catch up. So Uber has a strong financial position. They're showing a profit. They have cash flow 1.7 billion. They're doing a $7 billion share buyback. On the other hand, she advises against buying Lyft stock. She says the company's lower profitability, significantly smaller scale compared to Uber. Says it's going to be very tough for Lyft to achieve Uber's current market status. They also have a high debt to equity ratio. Consistently underperforms Uber. The only thing she acknowledges as a positive aspect is Lyft's new management team.
Yeah, they've been saying that for years, though. It really hasn't moved the needle. Like, how long has that new guy been? I mean, after COVID or during COVID?
It was after. Yeah,
it was after COVID.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll have to look that up.
I mean, that was, yeah. I mean, it was 4 years ago, roughly 3 years ago. But I was looking at my stash account, and my Lyft is. So they have like a percentages of how it's done, and it's negative 67.68% of my money. But then I go to Uber and it's plus 46.53%. So like I've been buying Uber. It's just fun stocks. All this fun stock has turned into like $3,000 in my account. So it's
nice.
I do like $5 a week, and some of that stuff has taken off.
Yeah. Okay. So the new CEO came in April 23.
Oh, geez.
So
not that long at all.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I thought it was a lot soon or a lot later than that, or sooner, later. I thought he'd been around for a while. So okay, I'll cut him some slack. But what's the debt to income ratio they have? I mean, they're a technology company. They're not buying other businesses. Like what debt do they have, or is it just like them borrowing money to like pay their bills or something? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, they're not buying stuff left and right like Uber does, and and investing in a bunch of crazy R&D like Uber has done. At some points over the years. So it'd be interesting to look at exactly what's causing them to have that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's kind of the same old with them. I want them to succeed because we can't have just one.
Right.
We just can't. It just it'll be the end of everything. They'll drive it to the ground until they can get self-driving cars, and that'll be all she wrote.
Yeah, it'd be a race to the bottom at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it already is like hovering over the bottom.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of that, we're talking about different rideshare companies, and I saw this. God, I don't know where I found it. I think I found it on Facebook, possibly, but this is a company called Ever Driven, and I did look them up. They are out of Colorado. So this is Lansing Public Schools. That's halfway between Gabe and I.
Okay.
So they're offering a $200 bonus for new drivers. So I kind of looked into it, and the other photo gives more detail. You're transporting kids. You're picking up students from home and dropping them off at school in the morning. Monday through Friday during school operating hours 4 to 6 trips per day, $25 per trip. So, I mean, depending on how long they are, chances are they're not super long.
Right.
But my guess is the issue that's happening is they need bus drivers and they don't have them, and here's your sign to start paying those guys a little bit more, give them a
Yeah.
good contract. I did thought it was weird that it was safe, unless they're using this Ever Driven as like the app, and then you email them at safedrivenllc@gmail.com. I don't know. It just seems weird that it's at gmail.com. It always throws me off when I see a business. It gives
Right.
me a red flag.
Yeah, they got an AOL address.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to get like a business email. I mean, if you have a
No, not at
website,
all.
even not without a website, you just need Gmail. You just set it up. It's super easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So
doesn't take much.
yeah, it just kind of weirds me out a little bit. And so yeah, that's interesting. I might be interested in it. I did sign up for, didn't we talk last show about Care Driver?
Care driver.
So that's when you're driving kids around, hop, skip, drive.
Oh,
Sorry.
hop, skip, drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
It's
I signed
called-
up for that too, but they're nowhere anywhere near Kentucky.
So what did it do? What continue sign up? What your Care Driver account is not authorized to perform this action. I can't remember what they told me. It was something.
Really?
But so I like played around as I signed up because I was like, well, it says, can you drive between 6 and 10 a.m.? I said, no, blah, blah, blah. I gave it times because it said you could do like weekend stuff too,
Right.
or evenings, like after school for like sports. It wouldn't let me continue the application until I went back and said I could drive from like 6 to 10 and like 2 to 5, like
Oh,
when I'm
really?
driving my kids around.
Right.
So I did fill that out, but I can't remember what it said at the end. Like there's a wait list or something like that.
Yeah, mine was just they showed, I forget where the closest place was, but it was a few states away.
Okay. Amazon's a few states away. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hop, skip,
drive.
I said Care Driver because that's what the app's called. So it's
Right.
not,
Right.
let's not name it the same fucking thing so that when I talk about it on the podcast, I mean,
it's weird. I think because I think they have like two divisions. The hop, skip, drive is kind of the kid thing. The Care Driver focuses, I think, more on medical drives. I believe it's kind of. I think it's the same company, but I think it's kind of
they probably
different
use
divisions, but use the same app.
Could be using the same app because I definitely did not see anything about elderly, and all the questions were about picking up kids. So yeah, I do see a couple of, like, I call them short buses, but they're actually like companies that move kids around, but they're smaller buses. I wonder what they get paid for that. I wonder if they just go to the daycares and collect those kids and move them around because these parents start work at 6 a.m. They drop their kids off at daycare. They still got to get to school. I know Apple Tree around here is pretty big one. They have their own buses, but yeah, I wonder if there's a market for there. But like again, man, the liability insurance is just got to be through the fucking roof.
That's got to be pretty steep.
I don't even know how a school does it. Their insurance has got to be huge too, right? I mean, moving kids all day. I mean,
I would think so. Yeah,
we got 6,000 kids that go to our school district. Now, obviously, they don't all ride the bus, but at least 2/3 do.
Yeah,
so we're moving a lot of kids all day.
That's a lot of kids.
A lot of kids. So there's 10 states with the most competitive pay for Uber drivers. I hope Michigan is one of them.
All right, so I'll just go through the list here. This is starting at number 10, working up to number 1.
Does it say anything like any synopsis by each of them, or is just
it tells you the average salary for the Uber driver or rideshare driver, and then what that state's average salary is, I guess, through all jobs. And the difference between the two.
Well, let's just do 10 through 5, just rattle off the states, and then we maybe dive into the numbers for 1 through 5.
Okay. So number 10 is Mississippi.
Damn.
9 is Arkansas. 8 is Indiana. 7 is Oklahoma. Number 6, Kentucky.
Oh, you should have been. I thought you were going to be number 1.
No. So number 5 is Idaho. The average salary for Uber driver $36,602, and the state's average salary is $59,124.
So what are those? What's the hours based on? Or they didn't say, like, this just the average.
Yeah, they didn't give a lot of details on how they came up with this number. Just said they based it. I forget what he says in here. He based it on. Let me see. Here we go. It says found the average reported yearly earnings for Uber drivers in each state.
So it didn't matter how many
Right.
hours. It was just okay. Well, that's a big 36 to 59 or whatever you said, or 52.
Yeah,
it's a big discrepancy.
It is in all of them.
Okay, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So that was Idaho. Next is South Carolina. Average driver salary $37,000. State average salary is $59,956. Kansas is next. Uber driver salary $37,000. So this would be Seth. No, he's in Missouri.
No, he's Missouri.
State average salary $60,684. And let's see, number 2 is Hawaii.
Okay.
So average Uber driver salary $40,902. State average salary $66,976. And number 1 is Maine.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Michigan.
Yep. No, Uber driver average salary $38,102. The state average salary $62,868. So that's like 40 grand different.
Yeah,
Or,
that's a lot
grand.
of money. Yeah, again, like I even think anything in the 30s as an Uber driver, that's quite a bit since most of them are part-time. But if you look at if that was full-time numbers,
Right.
like full-time 40 hours a week or even more, that's gross.
Yeah. Hey, Seth, Seth said he drives a little in Kansas when he drives in Kansas City.
Oh, I was gonna throw Larry under the bus. Like, you don't even know where Seth is? Oh,
yeah, he's in Springfield. That's where he's.
So what's interesting is a lot of these are like not smaller states, but I would feel like less populated states.
Yeah.
Maine's decent size as far as like people, but
and Hawaii's everything's expensive, and people probably quit because they're on vacation, in a nice place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would not have expected necessarily Kansas or Idaho.
Yeah. Yeah, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
My son said when they got to Florida to Hawaii, because he lives in Hawaii, he took an Uber from the airport. Now he lives on Kauai, which is really small, but he took it was like a Uber. It was like 4 miles at like $60.
Really?
That was his. Yeah. The driver probably made 14.
If he's lucky.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's interesting. They all roughly were in the 30s, right? Pretty much that you listed off. Like
they're all, mostly like mid to upper
Hawaii.
30s. Yeah, they were between like 35 and 39. Almost each one of them.
Yeah.
Except for Hawaii.
Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah.
So we were going to talk about this last week, never got to it, so I'll drop it now. Texas to get first taste of shut up ad. God dang it. Texas to get first taste of giant robot taxi food deliveries. Texans who use Uber for rides and Uber Eats food deliveries may soon have the option to these services and have never seen, what does it say? And never have to see another human, which is amazing, actually. Yeah. So Uber Tech announced on October 3rd it will launch 2 major services in Texas. First, Uber will soon deploy sidewalk robots in Austin to make Uber Eats deliveries. And in 2025, the company will be offering autonomous vehicle rides in Dallas, both in an effort are part of a new strategic partnership with, I just got another ad, motherfucker, with Avride. I know, right? Like I'm reading it, you dick. Avride, Avrid, Avride, an autonomous vehicle startup based in Austin. It was founded in 2017, already employed delivery robots in South Korea and the U.S. Its sidewalk robot has hatched that can hold 42 centimeter large pizzas. Hold
642.
Sorry, 6 Large pieces. There we go. It can run in any weather condition. That's a lie. Let's put it in Michigan. Let's go. In the middle of February, let's put it on the sidewalk that never gets shoveled.
Put some knobby tires on that thing.
You're going to need more than that. You're going to need a plow on it. So yeah, another robot thing. I thought the most interesting part to me was just this company was, an autonomous vehicle company, which is another one.
Yeah.
And in 2025, they're going to be in Dallas. Again, I hope they don't have any power go out there, because
or construction zones.
Maybe they're better than Waymo. I have no idea, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, Blair.
All right. So Portugal has a new ride share that is exclusively for women.
By the way, the gal in that article,
yeah,
very nice to look at.
Yeah, she's probably AI created.
Yeah. Oh, probably. I don't care. I've sent my buddy a few like AI, like, just good looking women or whatever. Yeah. And I don't know that they're AI. And he's like, it's AI. I'm like, do you care?
Yeah.
Who cares? You're not going to get in the pants of either of them. Okay. So just calm down.
Yeah. So this is designed by women. Pinker. The name is Pinker.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I thought so too.
Okay.
So Pinker is a service similar to Uber, but will only have female drivers and female passengers. So men are not allowed.
Yeah, it's probably good.
Yeah,
not allowed.
Says each ride is thought of with details that make a difference, ensuring that you, passenger or driver, feel confident and in good hands, says Pinker. Whether you're a passenger looking for more safety or a driver looking for new opportunities, join us in this revolution in exclusively female transport. So, of course, in the comments, a bunch of dudes going, "This is illegal. You can't do that. There's discrimination. It's wrong at so many levels."
I don't think you can. So there is a discrimination thing, but I think if the business is specifically like, do you want to go into the gynecologist and get your crotch checked if you don't have one? Like, I mean, if it's specifically for women, I don't think it's considered discrimination, right? Like, okay, this is just I'm just throwing shit at the wall. Mm-hmm. I don't actually think but I don't have a problem with it. I think it's freaking great.
Oh yeah, I don't have a problem with it all either. And it's in Portugal, not United States. So I don't know, we don't know what their discrimination laws are compared to ours. But because I know from, driving so many, driving for as many years as we've driven.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of female passengers that have had bad experiences with sketchy freaking drivers. Yeah. And that's why I get so many repeat customers, because they trust me. They know that, I'm not going to be perving on them.
And it's not just one, like there's women that have had multiple sketch. Like it's not like a one-off. It's like a regular thing.
Yeah. And same thing with, being a female Uber driver. I've had passengers, especially college girls that, I thought about doing that for extra money. I'm like, don't do it. I was like, I know it sounds sexist, but do food delivery. You don't have to interact with people. You don't want to have a bunch of drunk frat boys in your car groping all over you while you're trying to drive.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've talked about this a billion times, but I have a daughter. If they offered a service like this, because like Lyft, you can request just a woman driver now, right? We talked about that a couple months ago. Oh God, we have to. We did. Come on,
I'm not sure if it's in every market yet or not.
Well, no, I'm sure.
I think they're just testing it. Yeah, but I think they're testing it.
Let's see. Yeah, Women Plus Connect.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But does that guarantee you get a woman driver?
It says rides for women by women, new drivers of any gender, which is weird. Hold on a minute. This is all the freaking ads. I don't know. I'll have to spend a little time. Oh, it says Women Plus Connect gives women and non-binary drivers more control how they give rides and earn. I think it's guaranteed.
Okay.
Trying to look at the FAQ, this is all the ads or all the like, let's do it. Oh, okay, here we go. It says, for drivers, women and non-binary drivers in cities where Women Plus Connect is available, see the feature in their Lyft driver app. Drivers can access Women Plus Connect through their driving preferences and can turn the feature on, off, or anytime. Turning the feature on will prioritize matches between women and non-binary riders and drivers.
Right. See, that's what I thought. Prioritize, but it doesn't
Yeah.
guarantee.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought they could just turn off the men,
Yeah, I think
literally and figuratively.
I think yeah, I think it just gives you a higher chance of getting a female driver, but not a guarantee. Like this company here, it's supposedly guarantee you're only gonna have only women drivers, only women passengers.
Well, I'm glad we actually clarified that, because I don't want it. If somebody would ask me, I would give them the wrong information. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they just don't offer that, though.
Well, it's going to be it's going to create a shitstorm when you get in somebody who's,
Transgender.
Wow.
Non-binary.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. It's going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
Without the Women Plus Connect. So, I mean,
Sure.
If you just, just don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. That's exactly what we say.
You're just there to get a fucking ride. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you have purple hair, a penis on your forehead. Like, just drive safely. Get me there. We don't have to be friends. We don't, it doesn't have to be a whole thing. Like,
yeah, it doesn't have to be a bonding experience.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I really think it should be in the States. Like I was saying earlier, I would tell my daughter, please use this app. And again, Uber might have this too. We talk about so much shit and I forget it all the time. But I would even tell my daughter to use the Lyft app and try to get a woman driver if you can.
Right.
I mean, if you can't, you need to go, then it is what it is. But if it's possible to get a woman driver, because I think it's just safer. Not that, we all know women drive worse than us men, of course, but
cancel.
No one's listening now anymore. It doesn't matter anyways. But yeah, I think it's a good feature. I think it's something that should come to the United States. And
yeah, maybe we should start a company.
Are you kidding me? The amount of I never thought growing up, right? What would be the one thing I'd talk about in life as an adult? I'd say liability. I talk about a lot of liability. Like in my 16-year-old self, what's liability?
Yeah.
They
teach that in school.
Yeah, no one does. But like anytime you want to start a business, or you're like, anytime, we booked our flights and there's insurance, and I'm like, there's liability with it's just crazy. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, folks, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for chiming in, Seth. Mark, fuck you. Pete, fuck you. How do you say that name? Is it Jorge? I know it's not pronounced that way, but is it Jorg? I don't know.
Tell you.
Spanish, I think.
Jorge.
There we go. Jorge, Jerry, and Tom. Appreciate you guys so much. Next week, maybe Gabe's gonna come on. I have double checks. The day before Halloween.
That is true.
And we would definitely be doing a Patreon bonus that week. So come join us. And George, it's not George. It can't be George. Mark, you're dumb. I think it's Jorge because it's Spanish. He's kidding. Anyways. God, the comments get me off track sometimes.
and we promise that Jason will feed the hamster next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna literally go reboot my internet. I don't know. I've been having randomly they've been doing maintenance. This is just a side note, but they've been doing maintenance in the area, and they've been saying, I already voted, Mark. I did vote from home, but they said that they were gonna do maintenance or whatever, and it took a while. But ever since they quote unquote completed it and sent me the text, I can't go in my bathroom and use my fucking internet. Like it kind of works, but it doesn't work very well. And I'm telling you, the bathroom and the router are 10 feet away.
That's crazy.
So something's going on. It's interesting too. I was playing Call of Duty before this, and I had no problem. There was no issue. So who knows? All right, Larry, make big bucks this weekend. I'm gonna hang out with my wife all weekend and maybe get some new ink. So looking forward to
Sweet.
that. If I do, I'll show it next week. So
Nice.
all right. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road.
On the road.
On the road.
You got to drop that. I'll see you
on the road.